Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
Janelle
Oh,
Fuentes.
wow.
Delgado takes the shot and knocks it down. J.R. Malonia is open. Three-pointer. Oh, my goodness! Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Natalgero has time. Oh, just posterized by Scotland.
We're here again in the City of Light in Binyan, Laguna for another triple header. Earlier, we saw the Pangasinan Heatwaves walk over the Manila Batang Quiapo. Now, for our second game, we have the Quezon Huskers facing the Imus Brotherhood. Quezon has won 6 straight games and are looking very sharp heading into the postseason, while Mark Doligon and the Imus Brotherhood are in a must-win situation. They've lost 4 straight games already, and today is a must-win para sa kanila if they want to make it into the play-in tournament in the Southern Division. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat, mga kaliga. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Andre Duremdes. Andre, I mentioned Quezon looking very sharp. Obviously, Imus, kailangan talaga nila manalo dito sa laro na to. No? What will it take for the Brotherhood to help them get an upset against the Huskers tonight?
Well, yes, Javi, it has to be a full team effort, communicating both ends sa offense and lalo na sa defense, and hopes to stop the key players of the Quezon Huskers.
Well, Quezon has been the best defensive team in the league this season, and they're hoping that that same defense can anchor them for another victory against the Imus Brotherhood. Mapapanood nyo ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino on our YouTube channel as well as on pusopi.com. Live rin tayo sa Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays beginning at 6 o'clock p.m. Let's look at the team standings in the Southern Division. Quezon has already locked in the top spot in the South heading into the postseason. And we look at it here, Ray, 22-4 na sila ngayon. Second straight season, number 1 ang Quezon. Pero ayan nga yung Imus, they're at number 13 right now. And there's still a chance for them, a very slight chance for them to make it into the play-in tournament. But they're gonna have to win today, and they're gonna have to hope that Davao, Sarangani, and Cebu all lose the remaining games.
Yes, you're right, Javi. Quezon, sure na number 1 spot na. And Imus, on the other hand, they have to win all their games and hopes for a play-in spot.
We're gonna have Binyan facing off against the Bacolod Tubo Slashers later. That's also gonna be an important game para sa Binyan Tatak Gel. JP Sarao has been very important for Quezon this season. The big man has been delivering some great numbers once again for the Huskers, his new team, and he is gonna be an integral part for Coach Eric Gonzalez's offense as they move in to try and defend their South Division crown this season.
Yes, you're right, Javi. JP Sarao averaging 9.2 points per game, 49% from the field, 4.6 rebounds, and 1.3 assists. So his last game, he actually outdid his averages, scoring 18 points, 6 of 8 out of the field, and 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and more importantly, scoring 11 points in that third quarter.
And that's despite going up against rather loaded front line for the Bataan Risers. JP is somewhat of an undersized power forward, but still able to produce those kinds of numbers against the Risers in their 6th straight victory. Sa kabilang panig naman, it's been Mark Doligon who has been the most consistent player for the Imus Brotherhood this season. He has been putting up some Jordan-esque performances para sa Imus. Some performances that we haven't seen from him before in his previous teams, and he really has been anchoring this squad all season long.
Yes, Mark Doligon was averaging 16.4 points per game, 37.6 in the field, 25% three-point field goals, and 4.7 rebounds per game. So his last game against Binyan, he actually scored 25 points, 17 points in the first half, shooting almost 50% from the field, 3 or 4 from 3 points.
Well, he'll have to do that for the entire game. He kind of fizzled out in the second half there after scoring 17 in the first half. Can Mark Doligon and the Imus Brotherhood pull off an upset, or will Quezon get their 7th straight victory tonight? Let's go to Miguel Pere for the starters.
MPBL Season 7. Let's carry on the starting fives, beginning with the Quezon Huskers. Starting at center, number 19, JP Sarao. Forward number 77, Gab Banal. Also at forward number 93, Vince Magbuhos. One guard number 20, Topeng Lagrama. And the other guard number 2 is the 2025 MPBL All-Star Game MVP, Judel Fuentes. The head coach for Quezon Huskers is Eric Gonzalez. Assistant coaches Richie Tixon, Ed De La Torre, Luis Velasco, Jonathan De Guzman, Nash Rosella, Bernard Diguilla, and Jeric Teng. Team manager is Attorney Don Capunan. Team owners, Governor Doc Helen Tan, Congressman Mike Tan, and Mayor Ralph Lim. Here comes the starting 5 for Imus Grumpy Joe. Starting at guard, number 13, Rusey Koga. Also at guard, number 21, JV De La Cruz. Playing center, number 14, Ray Acuno. Forward, number 16, JB Belenchon. And the other forward, number 24, Mark Doligon. The Imus Grumpy Joe is led by their assistant team manager, TJ Marquez. With Mike Orquillas, team consultant, RJ Rizada. Team owner is Ruby Navarro. Preference for small game are Jay Castroverde, Seb Bingol, and Paul Francisco.
Our starters for this game, Quezon will be beginning things with Topeng Lagrama, Judel Fuentes in the backcourt, JP Sarao is the man in the middle, joined by Vince Magbuhos and Gabanal in the front court. Para naman sa Imus Brotherhood, we have Ryusei Koga, JV De La Cruz, Ray Acuno, JP Belenchon, and Mark Doligon. Muling Javi Balanya, joined by Andre Dorempes and Miss Gianna Lianes. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Mga kalinga, we are live from the Alote Sports Arena in Binyan, Laguna. And the opening tip goes to the Quezon Huskers, who are seeking their 7th straight victory in the sharpness we've talked about para sa Quezon, and it looks like they're coming into this game really trying to extend that.
Yes, Topeng Lagrama with a good effort running the corner for an easy basket.
And he's been a spectacular performer in the 6-game win streak by Quezon. And many people ask, bakit si Topeng nakakakuha ng ganun karaming playing time pa rin despite already having guards like Diego Dario is there joining the team this season, and then Wawayero is also there to shore up their backcourt, and then you have seasoned vets like Alvin Abundo, and yet Lagrama, he sometimes starts, he sometimes comes off the bench, but he has gotten significant playing time.
Yes, you're right, Javi. It's a testament to how much of a hard worker Topeng Lagrama is. And this game, expect to see more minutes from him, especially with LG Gonzalez out. So, very excited to see what Topeng Lagrama has in store for us today.
Lagrama bounce pass to Sarao. He opened up the game with a 3-point shot. This time, he sets up a teammate in JP.
The JP Sarao is obviously a very aggressive post player. Undersized, but his footwork makes up for it. So JP Sarao, ever since the PBA 3-on-3 days, you see his scoring prowesses. He's averaging 9.2 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, 69.1% free throws.
Let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Lianes.
JP Sarao shares his constant improvement this season is because of one thing, his growing relationship with God. First time daw niya na-experience ang Bible sharing before practice because of Coach Eric, adding that incorporating that into his basketball routine changed his game. For a few games also this season, JP had to sit out because of injury at sabi niya, natutunan din niya ang halaga sa pagseseryoso sa rehabilitation and recovery. We always talk about how far JP has come in his MPBL career, but he always plays with the underdog mentality daw. Remember how last year with the Parañaque Patriots, he remembers getting into the semifinals amidst all doubt. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. And that's how he's been playing his entire career, always with a chip on his shoulder, and that has really given him a lot of the opportunity which he has made the most of, especially being with the Quezon Huskers this year. That opportunity really stemmed from all those hard work over the years, especially that stint with Parañaque last year.
Yes, that stint with Parañaque, which earned him an all-star honors, definitely set up a lot of things for him, a lot of opportunities. So now with a contender in Quezon Huskers, we'll see what JP Sarao has in store for us.
And he proves to all of us that if you couple hard work with faith, then that is definitely going to get you places, as Gab Banal has already gone places in his basketball career. Former league MVP here in the MPBL, but recently, although at the start of the season, medyo hindi talaga siya nakaka-score, but recently, Dre, he has been putting in some significant numbers para sa Quezon.
Yes, I think Gab Banal is at his healthiest in a long time, so it's expected that he's contributing for this team.
Well, that guy has been over the top for the past seasons already. Here in the MPBL, we're talking about Judel Fuentes hitting a three-point shot. That's our three-point shot of the game, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Hand in the face, no problem. He's hit a lot of difficult shots in his basketball career. That's too easy para sa kanya. The Huskers opening up this game with a 12-0 advantage. Judel Fuentes and LJ Gonzalez form one of the deadliest backcourts here in the MPBL. They combined for 27 points against the Bataan Risers today.
Yes, both all-stars. Judel Fuentes, prolific scorer, scoring 17 points in their last game. And LJ Gonzalez with a very complete game with 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists.
They really complement each other so well because LJ, he tends to defer to his teammates in the first 3 quarters. He takes over in the fourth. Ito si Judel naman, umpisa pa lang ng game, talagang lisensyado na yan.
Yes, Judel's job in the team is to basically score.
Congrats to Judel Fuentes for also getting drafted by the Inlex Road Warriors in last Sunday's PBA draft. That's Mark Doligon. That's practically what he's been doing all season long, making acrobatic shots, making almost every shot possible for the Imus Brotherhood this year.
Yes, that's what they need from Doligon for their hopes to win this game. They need him to be very aggressive attacking the rim and getting fouls.
Top scorer para sa kanyang koponan, 16.4 points per game this season, and they force a miss. They will opt to slow things down and set it up in their half court. Acuno waiting for De La Cruz, gets bumped there by Gab Banal, who readily acknowledges that foul.
Yes, Gab Banal too aggressive on those passing lanes.
14 to shoot here for the Brotherhood. De La Cruz, he too has battled injuries this season. In fact, was out of the lineup for quite some time. And that really hurt the chances of the Brotherhood getting a better record this year. They were off to a rather good start. And then injuries to JB De La Cruz and JJ Caspe doomed them in the process. Caspe's only just returned para sa kanya, but I don't think he's suited up for this game against Quezon. So that's going to be another huge hole to fill para sa Brotherhood. Sampo ang kalamangan dito ng Quezon. Magbuhos. Sees Banal underneath, gets away from the defense and scores.
Yes, that's a very underrated part of Magbuhos' game. His passing and his IQ. So, very, very good to see Vince starting off early with assisting to his teammates.
You know, Quezon, ever since they came into the league, always had a deep roster with them, but this has to be the deepest at every position.
Yes, I agree, Javi, especially with the acquisition of Vince Magbuhos. They not only have athletic and strong big men, but they now have big men that can stretch the floor and dish out the ball.
Kaya lang dun naunahan siya. Ang Imus Brotherhood getting their second basket of the game. That's Rick Kaunan. JP Sarao, meanwhile, is called for an offensive foul. So back-to-back stops here and an opportunity to get 2 more for the Imus Brotherhood.
A good pass there by Magbuhos.
It's seeing the gaps that Vince Magbuhos has over a lot of the big men here in the league. That time though, na isansan ni Enrique Kaunan. JP Belenson. Doligon looks inside, nobody to pass to. He goes to the corner. De La Cruz, high looper, doesn't drop. Lagrama using the Sarao screen, trying to make a difficult pass to JP. That's going to be a turnover laban sa kanya.
A good intention there by Lagrama, but apparently Sarao didn't see that pass.
Yeah, Toping Lagrama really rose to fame because of his exploits in Quezon Province sa maraming mga panalalig. He's a crowd favorite there. Hindi pa siya pumapasok, talaga naghihiyawan na yung mga tao. But he has been so much more than just a crowd favorite for Quezon. I think especially this season, talagang na-highlight yung importansya niya sa team.
Yes, I agree, Javi. He's not just a crowd favorite, but he's also contributing to the team. Whatever the team needs from him, he delivers.
And that's despite being one of the smallest guards here in the league, one of the smallest players actually. Banal was left wide open but missed from the outside. This has been a quick first quarter. We're already past the halfway point, under 4 minutes to play. De La Cruz waiting for something to happen on the weak side. They set the staggered for Colga. That one's long. Gozum is in the game. Judel Fuentes trying to make the move against Colga. That's 2 points more para kay Judel Fuentes, and early 5 markers for the NLEX draftee.
Yes, Judel Fuentes attacking the middle. My opinion, it's better to send him to the sideline or the baseline rather than the middle, because when he gets to that middle spot, his floater or mid-range game is so deadly.
And he came into this league a little bit unknown, although he did play for CEU, which plays in a lot of collegiate leagues. Shot clock winding down here for Imus. That's a terrible shot by JP Belenson. Magbuhos will pull it back out. Banal needs Gozum to meet the basketball. Kaunan has his hand up. That's a walk against Will Gozum.
Yes, he lifted that pivot foot up. That's why he was called for the travel there.
Will Gozum, one of 6 MPBL players drafted in the first round of the PBA draft. Congratulations once again to all the MPBL players that were drafted last Sunday. We're very proud of you.
Yes, Gozum also coming off that ACL injury.
Yes.
That's why it's very, very happy to see him drafted, especially in the first round.
And I think his stint here, very crucial, might be just the missing piece that Quezon might need to get past the South Division Finals. Of course, that still remains to be seen. Marami pang mangyayari, but they will finish the regular season with a top spot regardless. As Mark Doligon hits a jumper there, 16-6
Yeah,
in favor of
Doligon
Quezon State.
already with 4 points to start off this game.
Fuentes. That's good defense by Reggie Boy Basibas. Yun ang talaga importante pag kalaban mo si Jodel, no? Just make sure you have your hand up.
Make sure you don't give him space to make an easy basket.
Doligon gets past Hierro. Opiso switches onto him. That's another tough look. This time it's off to the left. Opiso ahead of the pack, but that pass just too forward coming from Fuentes.
Too strong of a pass there from Fuentes.
Set to come in here para sa Imus Brotherhood. That's Errol Soriano. Jedong is also in the game for the first time. De La Cruz wants it. Good denial by Pagaran. Soriano. Kaitangan ng bola quickly to Basibas. Shot clock winding down. Reggie Boy from the elbow. No good.
Good quality shot there with the face up by Basibas.
Hierro goes back to the wing. Gozum, difficult jumper. Basibas snatches it. Under a minute to play here in the first. 10 pa rin ang hinahabol dito ng Brotherhood. Kaunan could not get that pass. Defense behind him, tapping it out of bounds. Kerbangeles checks in here for Imus. 12 seconds on the shot clock para sa kanila. Illegal screen set by Jed Ong as he trying to free up Bangilis on that baseline.
Yes, it's important to keep your feet set when setting up screens in order to not be called for an offensive foul.
Possible 2 for 1 here if they hurry. Talking about the Quezon Huskers, Degodano realizing it, in and out on the 3. About a 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Jed Ong passes to Coach Richie Tixon. Back in the day, that would be a sure 3 points. However, he is now coaching the sidelines for Quezon as Coach Eric Gonzalez's first assistant.
A miscommunication there by the Imus Brotherhood.
Dario absorbs the contact, recollects himself but could not hit on the jumper. He's 0 out of 2 to begin this game. Yero picks it up. Wawa Yero from the outside.
Smart play there by Yero. Aware of the clock.
Tingnan ulit natin yung nangyari doon. Napakawala ni Jed Ong yung bola. Yero picks it up and just puts it into the basket. This is from the reverse angle. Straight and through for Joshua Yero. Also one of the Quezon Huskers who were drafted last Sunday. Congratulations to you as well, and congratulations to the Huskers for winning this first quarter 19-6 against the Brotherhood.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Congratulations are in order for Coach Eric Gonzalez, the winning coach of this season's MPBL All-Star Game. Lundag daw sa tuwa ang panalo na yon para kay Coach Eric. He said that it was quite an experience being able to coach a team and a roster of all talented players. He was able to take a back seat and just chime in every now and then with a few reminders. Sa sitwasyon na daw yon, si Mark Pincus was actually acted like his assistant coach and was great with leadership, while Coach Eric also mentioned that he loved reuniting with his former players in Levy Hernandez and Ino Comboy. After congratulating the South All-Star team for their win, Coach Eric told them that they exemplified what it's like to do the right thing over and over again, and he wishes them nothing but success in their respective teams for the rest of the season. Back to you, Javi and Andre.
Maraming salamat, G. That was quite the All-Star game. Really went down the wire. Coach Eric, what a play he drew up for that last shot by Eric Camson. Everybody thought that Judel Fuentes would have the final shot.
Yes, I believe the first option was definitely for Judel Fuentes and Eric was the last option. So good awareness there by Eric that the options that were primarily for other players were given to him. Good seal and a good shot to win the game.
Got the ball one-on-one with David Defonso and just turned and shot it. That's after missing a series of shots. He was actually cold in that fourth quarter.
Yes, what a way to bounce back after missing all of those shots, especially in the fourth. So, what a game by Eric Camson.
The best All-Star day we've had. Not just in the All-Star game, but in every competition.
Yes, I agree.
South All-Stars winning once again their winning streak at 3 games sa ating All-Star game. They won themselves 500,000 pesos. That's going to be a loss for the Imus Brotherhood as they garner a shot clock violation to the disappointment of their bench.
Quezon doing a great job on those passing lanes, forcing that 24-second shot clock violation by the Imus Brotherhood.
Quezon is, of course, the best defensive team in the league, only giving up an average of 68.5 points per game this season. Joshua Yero picking up from where he left off in that first quarter. He beat the first quarter buzzer with a 3, and now he opens up the second period with a 3 for Quezon.
Yes, shooting 2 for 2 now on threes, and now with 6 points is Joshua Hierro.
3-pointer number 4 for the Huskers in this game. Jed Ong, that jumper not exactly looking well. Dario pulls up. Can he finally get one here? Still no good. Jego struggling to start this game here in the first half.
Yes, 0 for 2 for Diego Dario to start this half.
Bangeles no looks it to Basibas, and he draws the foul. Ran into 2 defenders there. That foul, I believe, will be called against Rodel Gravera. This is our 3-point shot of the game, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
Yes, Joshua Hierro has been working on that 3-pointer, gradually working on it, and you know, his averages, his percentage has been better.
He did not have that much during his collegiate years, no?
No, he was more of a slasher type wing, so it's good to see him evolve his game.
Joshua Hierro this year is shooting 26.7% from the outside. But in this game, he has yet to miss. There's a foul against Imus. Oh, it's going to be a double foul. Jed Ong and Rodel Gravera ang mapipituhan dun. The scoring has been slow for Imus, while Quezon has been doing it from the inside and the outside. Dario still cannot score.
Yes, Jago's been trying to get his rhythm going on, shooting 3 3-pointers, but unfortunately not making a single one yet.
Well, he's not scoring yet, but there was able to set up a teammate. That's his second assist of the game.
Yes, very smart of Jago na since he's not making any shots, he looks to pass and get his teammates involved.
14-point lead ang inahabol dito ng Imus. Soriano trying to get possession against the slightly smaller Hierro.
Early pass by Kaunan there.
Here a little in and out cross for Dario, and then the drop off to Jason Opiso. That's the first bucket of the game for the former Marikina shoemaster. Third point guard is in the game for Coach Eric Gonzalez in Alvin Abundo. Coach Eric really tends to have those fast substitutions. One of the few coaches in the league who likes to use almost all 15 of his players in every game. Gravera hands it off to Christian Pagaran. Hierro. They go inside Abundo. Opiso left with space there, and that's a 3-pointer coming kay Jason Opiso.
You can't leave him wide open. He makes those shots easy.
Especially from top of the key, right?
Especially from top of the key.
4 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Quezon is shooting 5 out of 12 from the outside. That's the first 3-point shot after 7 attempts for the Brotherhood. Keeping this lead stuck at 14. Abundo turns the corner, picks up his dribble. Gravera wants it. The lob taken away by the Brotherhood. But there's a counter steal by Quezon. Opiso to the trailing Abundo, gives it up. Gravera, baseline J. It's nothing there. Kaunan was asking for it. Abundo gives up the foul on Reggie Boy Basibas. Fourteenth foul there for Quezon. One more will put an Imus player at the free throw line. We're now approaching the halfway point of quarter number 2. Soriano goes out in favor of Mark Doligon. Matched up here against Opiso. Shot clock winding down for the Brotherhood. Basibas with a screen. There's a switch. Gravera challenges that shot, forcing the air ball. Pagaran to the corner. Gravera quickly to Christian. Now it's with Abundo. He beats Basibas off the dribble.
Good seal.
Opiso down low to Joseph Gabayni.
That's the first 2 points of Gabayni. good seal down low, a good pass by Opiso.
And this unit on the floor for the Brotherhood, Gabayni doesn't really have a clear matchup. He could take everybody to the shaded area if he can. Bangeles, terrible miss right there galing sa kanya. Matakbo na naman dito ang Huskers.
Could get for the seal for Gabayni again. Isolating him on that side.
Gabayni, series of fakes, goes under, wala. Medyo napalakas doon. Imus once again will slow things down here. They're really opting to set up rather than push the pace itong Brotherhood. JV De La Cruz, babalik na dito para kay Kerbangeles. They really need a shot in the arm here. Talking about Imus. Quezon will also bring Gab Banal back to the floor. It's Magbuhos as well. Is back inside for Coach Eric Gonzalez. Koga gets past Abundo. Gives it up. Kaunan. I don't think it left his hands on time. That's, I think, the second shot clock violation of the game for Imus.
Yes, that's right. Again, Quezon doing a great job on those passing lanes, denying the earliest pass.
Turnovers not helping Imus in this game, although Quezon has also turned the ball over 5 times in this game. Magbuhos.
Off to the side for Vince.
That's going to be Imus basketball. Scoring slowing down a bit for both teams at this point. Babalik na si JP Belenson in hopes of changing things para sa Imus Brotherhood. Doligon wants it. Hands it back off to Koga. Quickly to De La Cruz. JV gets the screen from Kaunan. Pocket pass. That's too tight of a spot. Fuentes could not save it. Nawalan siya ng espasyo dun.
A good effort there nonetheless by Fuentes, denying that roll by Kaunan.
3 segundo na lang natitira dito para sa Imus to get a shot off. Quezon has forced them into a lot of late shot clock situations. Doligon in and out on the shot. Fuentes forward to Magbuhos, gives it up. Gab Banal will score.
Vince Magbuhos out here facilitating.
Yeah, he's dropping dimes here in the first half. 2 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Vince Magbuhos, giving Gab Banal his 6th point of the game.
Drop
De La
coverage
Cruz.
there.
Step to the side, jumper will drop.
Yes, that's how you counter a drop coverage defense, ball screen defense. Another seal. That's too low.
That's a mismatch.
That's too low.
Can't have Joseph Gabayni going up against your smallest player on the floor if you're Imus. Tingnan muna natin itong fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker. Every day, karaoke. Joseph Gabayni with the Quezon Huskers this year in hopes of getting a championship here in the MPBL.
Yes, Joseph Gabayni, a former player of Terra Firma as well, with season averages this year of 4.5 points per game and 4.4 rebounds per game.
Not get the second free throw to drop. I still can understand why Imus is trying to slow things down and naghahabol sila dito. And as you could see there, Quezon really tightening it up on the defensive end as Topping Lagrama continues the demolition job for the Huskers.
Topping Lagrama is too fast, scoring his 5th point of the game.
This is our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere. With that kind of speed, he can really take the basketball anywhere. Talking about Topping Lagrama, this is now an 18-point lead for the Quezon Huskers. Timeout on the floor for Imus. Quezon won their 6th straight game against the Bataan Risers. Many people thought that this game would be close, especially with the way Bataan has been playing recently, but Quezon using a really strong fourth quarter to be able to dispose of the Bataan Risers. They only limited Bataan to 9 points in the final frame, Dre.
Yes, and more importantly, Quezon turning it up a notch, taking advantage of Bataan's turnovers, scoring 19 points off of those turnovers.
Yeah, Bataan had 15 turnovers in that game. Imus down by 18 points. Belenson gets it to De La Cruz. Sumabat is in the game for the first time. Shot clock winding down again. I don't think it's possible that they don't realize it for the nth time in this game. It's another shot clock violation for Imus.
Yes, Javi, the problem I have with Imus right now is if their primary motion isn't working, they tend to just go to Duligon for isolation.
And they don't seem to have any sense of urgency when they're making a move. Gabayni takes it to Doligon. Second opportunity is good there.
Well, you can't have single coverage there. No one in this Imus Brotherhood team can take Gabayni one-on-one down low in the post.
It's like having Shaq against college players.
He's a man amongst boys.
Indeed. A minute and change remaining here in the first half. Belenson. No door open there para sa kanya. Magbuhos just staying in front. Oh, that's another terrible possession for Imus.
Bad execution.
Gabayni gets Sumabat in the air. Just had to make sure there. Talking about Joseph Gabayni.
Way to run the floor by Gabayni, scoring his 6th point of the game.
De La Cruz. Hindi pinapakulan dito ni Judel Fuentes. Gives it up to the top dog.
There we go, an isolation situation again for Diligon.
Belenson off one leg. Almost over the top there. Fuentes ahead to Magbuhos. Judel gets it back. Quick trigger. Why not? Judel Fuentes.
Another good pass there by Vince Magbuhos. He was wide open but opted to pass it to a better shooter in Judel Fuentes.
Vince Magbuhos has 5 of the 13 assists of Quezon here in the first half.
Another 4 shot.
But this time, he gets it to go. Fortunate enough for Imus as most of the second quarter has been a nightmare para sa kanila. Quezon imposing their will, being the aggressors here. Imus barely getting past double figures in that second quarter. They're down here 40-17.
We are still here at the Alonte Sports Arena for Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ako po si Gianna Llanes at halftime na ngayon ng ating second game of the day between the Quezon Huskers and the Imus Brotherhood. The score is 40-17 in favor of Quezon. And I'm here right now with their assistant coach, Coach Jeric Teng. Coach Jeric, your team had a big weekend this past weekend. Let's start with talking about that all-star game first. Coach Eric Gonzalez won that game as the head coach of the South All-Star team, and Judel Fuentes was the MVP. How proud are you guys of them?
Siyempre proud na proud yung team namin, especially our province, the whole province. Talaga nakasuporta sa players namin, and it's very fun na I think it's one of the most competitive all-star games na napanood natin lahat.
I definitely agree with that. The day after naman, 6 of your players got drafted into the PBA draft. Ano na yung naging mensahe ng coaching staff sa kanila, and ano yung magiging setup? Will they be finishing the season with your team?
Yes, I think may usapan naman that they will finish the season with us. And then kaming coaches lang naman, we try to put the players in the best position na mapapakita nila yung talent nila. So we're very happy for them na na-draft sila, yung 6 players pa draft.
And like you said, the Quezonians are also very happy as well and proud of you. Sino naman ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Siyempre, pinapasalamatan po namin ang lahat-lahat po ng mga Quezonians na sumusuporta at nanonood sa mga games namin, whether it's live or on social media channels. Siyempre, pinapasalamatan din po namin ang owners namin, Governor Dr. Helen Tan, Boss R.D. Ronel Tan, Congressman Attorney Mike Tan, Bokal Doc Kim Tan, si Dr. Kate, Mayor Ralph Lim, and siyempre our team manager, Attorney Don Capunan, ilan sa mga biggest supporters namin, sila Malik, Kobe, and Calix. And then siyempre lahat-lahat po ng mga Quezonians na sumusuporta sa amin. Binabati ko rin po lahat ng mga kababayan ko dyan sa Gumaka, Quezon. Kita-kita po tayo dyan. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much as well to the assistant coach of the Quezon Huskers, Coach Jeric Teng. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Maganda gising ko. And tingin ko yung pinaka-importante is nag-enjoy lang ako sa triple shootout. So, masarap kasama yung mga candidates eh. So, nag-enjoy lang talaga ako. Mike, kamusta? Kamusta?
Basilas, Risers, Kanai, Close, Assistant Coach.
This means a lot. You know, I've been practicing and competing in dunk contests back in the States, so this one means a lot to me. Well, all glory to God. Without him, it's, you know, none of this is possible. I want to thank my mom and my family back home. I want to thank everybody that came out tonight to support. All the San Juan supporters, thank you as well. Thank you guys.
Speeds, skill, and swagger combined.
always say, we all witnessed the best ever All-Star in MPBL history. No, napunta tayo dun sa last shot. We thought that it was the last shot of JC Marcelino already. Pero after the timeout of the South All-Stars, nagkaroon may isang play. And it's a winning shot from Eric Camson. It's a great weekend for all of us. Siyempre, masaya tayo lahat. Napasaya natin mga fans. And thank you sa mga sponsors. Thanks sa mga fans, players, executives, and most of all, sa ating big boss, Senator Manny Pacquiao. Thank you so much, boss, sa support mo.
Sabi ko sa kanila, before the game, na pinakamahalaga yung camaraderie. Kasi ngayon lang tayo nagsama-sama together. Pero yung iba ron kasi player ko na dati. So sabi ko, wag nating pawawalan ng halaga yung value ng pagiging isang team. Okay? Tapos sinabi ko sa kanila na we have to work hard. Kasi pag hindi tayo dumiin dyan, tatambakan tayo. So masaya ako kasi nag-respond naman sila.
Grabe yung yung intense yung laro nung All-Star namin kasi hindi namin in-expect yung larong yun kasi yung laro na yun parang playoffs or finals na yun kasi talagang grabe digdigan yung laro, ayaw magpatalo nung both teams and yes, of course, yun talaga yung the best for me sa All-Star ko na nalaruan ko
Super grateful ako na napasali sa All-Star game. Nagpasalamat ako kila Coach Eric, sa mga coaches na nag-pick sa akin para makasali ulit sa All-Star. Sobrang thankful talaga kami at nanalo kami sa All-Star game na yun kasi unexpected. Balita kasi namin yung North All-Star, nag-ensayo sila. Kami, wala. Nagkita-kita kami sa game na mismo.
Shoutout din sa mga teammates ko nung sa All-Star kasi para kaming magka-close friend na yung time lang yun yung nagkita-kita kami and yung time na yun is parang close kami. Hindi mo akalain na iba-ibang team kami. Kasi after the game, before the game, usap-usap kami. After the game, sobrang sena namin. Parang hindi na namin inano yung ibang team kayo. Kaya ganito, ganyan. Hindi kami nagkakausap. Yung time na yun is parang isang page kami na gusto lahat manalo.
Overwhelming yung joy inside my heart. Kasi last year malungkot, hindi nakuha. At this time talagang gift of God para sa akin yung tira ni Eric Camson. Collectively, pinagtulong-tulungan ng mga player natin sa South. Yung sitwasyon, hindi madaling kalaban yung North. Alam naman natin na napakalakas nun. Underman kami. Pero grateful ako sa mga players dahil binigay nila ang lahat. Kaya somehow na-reward tayo.
Unang option nun is kay Eric and then babalikan ako ni Kuya Eric na flare screen. So ang ginawa niya is sumil kaya nakuha niya yung bola and si Lord na talagang gumawa ng paraan para ma-shoot yung shoot ni Kuya Eric.
Yung sitwasyon na yon, syempre gusto mo sanang ibigay yung play talaga kay Judel. Pero syempre, most likely baka hindi malibre dahil markman siya. Siniguro ko na yung inbounder, pinakamagaling pumasa. Smart si Camson kasi nag-usap sila ni LJ, Kuya, isil mo. Kasi tatlo silang option doon, hindi nababalik kay LJ yung bola. Ang ganda ng pasa ni LJ, kahapon ko lang siya nakausap at sinabi ko sa kanya, LJ, good pass, good decision.
Siyempre, blessed ako, thankful ako. Nakuha ko yung MVP na yon. And di ko naman in-expect talaga yun eh kasi maglalaro lang ako doon para mag-enjoy. Siyempre, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord sa binigay niyang opportunity na makalaro ulit sa All-Star and sa MPBL staff and sa coaches ko sa Quezon Huskers, sila Coach Eric and sa Quezon Management. And thank you po sa inyo lahat. And una sa asawa ko din na pumunta dito para manood ng All-Star and thank you po sa lahat ng mga supporter nyo and God bless po.
You just saw 2025 MPBL All-Star MVP Judel Fuentes and the winning coach, Coach Eric Gonzalez of the South All-Stars. They won over the North last Saturday in this very venue here at the Yolonte Sports Arena. And their home team right now, the Quezon Huskers, is in the lead big time against the Imus Brotherhood, 40-17. It was a magical weekend for Judel Fuentes, winning All-Star MVP honors and then getting drafted the next day by the NLEX Road Warriors, and they continue their team success here today against the Imus Brotherhood. It was a really very dominant first 2 quarters para sa kanila, Dre.
Yes, Quezon shooting above 50% in this game with 16 out of 31. But the best part about this half of Quezon is their assists totals. They have 14 over the 3 of Imus. And Imus, on the other hand, needs to learn how to protect the ball more, manage their time with 9 turnovers in the first half, Javi.
And a lot of those 9 turnovers because of shot clock violations. Imus doesn't seem to have a sense of urgency when the clock is running down. And also, by being able to defend Quezon in this game, because the Huskers have practically had their way scoring both inside and outside. In fact, they opened up the game with a 12-0 blast. There you see the leading scorers, balancing balance para sa Quezon Huskers with Judel Fuentes leading the way para sa kanila. Sa kabila, it's been very difficult. The Imus Brotherhood has had Mark Doligon practically leading the way para sa kanila. The other guys, Kaunan, Ong, and Basibas, chipping in with their respective contributions, but they're going to have to do that and much more.
Yes, I agree. Happy for Imus to be more efficient in this game. They have to look for more ways to score in transition rather than just isolating the league on when their primary offense doesn't work.
Melanchon able to get the long rebound. This is a good start defensively. Can they get a bucket? Yes, sir. JV De La Cruz opens up the scoring here for the Brotherhood.
There you go, a transition 3.
At Dario, the struggles still continue para kay Diego Dario sa laro na to.
0-4 from the field. Diego is definitely struggling to hit shots, but when you're struggling, a great player like Diego Dario has been facilitating more.
Opiso also left that one short. A lucky break. A pass 2 times down here para sa Imus. And they get a bucket here to further put down this deficit. De La Cruz could not hit from the corner. Dario, the lead pass inside. Sarao with a bucket.
Good pass there by Diego Dario. Seeing JP Sarao run the floor, awarding the big man for doing so.
Diego Dario has struggled a lot with this shot, but his playmaking still on point in this game, delivering a good pass to JP Sarao.
JP Sarao with 4 points.
JP Sarao is just so good using his body. When he gets to seal in the middle, tough to stop. We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Yes, you're right, Javi. JP Sarao is very good with his footwork, making use of his pivots in order to get a better quality shot.
Abundo was fouled after that free throw by JP Sarao, which means 2 more free throws here para sa kanila. He gets the first one to drop. That's his first point of the game. Not really significant numbers across the board this season para kay Alvin Abundo, but he is there to help lead this squad of Quezon.
Yes, it might not show in the stat sheet, but of course, his value to the team with his leadership, being a veteran, guiding young guards like LJ Gonzalez.
Siyempre, dahil champion na siya dito sa ating league,
Yes.
having won with the San Juan Knights.
He has that championship experience.
De La Cruz. Sarao switching on him. Belenson also met by two defenders. JP did not lose Abundo. Steps to the left. Jumper no good. Basibas tracks it down. Reggie Boy. Back to JP. Belenson for three. Yes, sir.
There you go. That's what they need from JP Belenson. That's his first points of the game as well.
44-23. Wala pang 2 minuto. Nakakalipas dito sa ating pangatlong yugto.
Good
Picture
pass.
perfect two-man game between Diego Dario and Jason Opiso.
That's when you know how good of a player is. If you're struggling offensively, find other ways to contribute to your team.
0 out of 5 in this game, but Dario with 3 assists. Doligon taking matters into his own hands there. It's going to be 2 shots awarded to the former Bacoor City striker. Dario here, see what he does here, Dre. Because he's so much of a threat, he really commands attention as well defensively.
Yes, also the switcher was too low, which gave Diego a lot of options.
Punta muna tayo kay Miss Gianna Lianes at courtside.
Javi and Andre, Mark Doligon was very candid when talking about his team's journey this season as team co-captain. As much as he believes they have improved, he admits that it has still not been enough because the Brotherhood were really aiming for the playoffs this season. Now they're using that as a lesson now that they really need to prepare early for next season to give themselves more time to learn. One thing he did take from this season is that Brotherhood nga, saying to take the stress off during stressful situations. He likes to grab a drink with his teammates after the game. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. Well, they have had a lot of stressful moments this season. I did mention earlier that they did have a rather strong start to the year, but injuries, among other things, have kept them from getting more wins for their team. Especially injuries to that guy, JV De La Cruz. Sila talaga yung pinaka-notable losses for them during a lot of their games this season. Sila ni JJ Caspi.
Yes, JV De La Cruz obviously playing better today rather than his last game, only scoring 5 points and shooting 2 out of 8 from the field.
At the Quezon Huskers continue their impressive team playing in this game. Koga saying, I did not commit the foul. Wala naman po. Yeah, did not look like he touched Opiso there. Kung meron man, parang daplis lang.
Yeah, yes, I agree. That's a soft call by our referees.
But the Brotherhood, they're not going to challenge this. And they're going to let Opiso shoot that bonus. 10 points in the game para kay Jason Opiso. Belenson with a rock. No shot available there. Basibas waiting for De La Cruz to go to the other side. Reggie Boy gets Sarao on his feet. Off his feet rather. And that's off the glass for Reggie Boy Basibas.
Good post move there, making use of a head fake en route to his 4th point of the game.
Reggie Boy Basibas coming out of the UST program and making a mark here in the MPBL, although he has not had team success recently here in his career. Need is 19 for the Huskers. Tagaran, Opiso, jumper from the baseline is good.
The 12 points now by Opiso.
And he makes it look so easy.
Basic
Very
lang.
efficient.
Basic
Oo.
lang talaga sa kanya, piso-piso lang.
Yun na nga. When you have that kind of touch from mid-range and from the outside, you could get buckets in such a short span of time. You don't even notice anymore if you're watching that these guys already have the amount of points that they have.
Yes, I agree, Javi. There are other players who have to work very hard for their points. And there are players like Opiso, you know, very basic basketball. If he's free, he takes a shot. If he's not, passes the ball.
Quezon has quite a number of them actually, in my opinion. If you agree with me, other than Opiso, obviously Judel Fuentes. And then you have, I think, among the big men, apart from Opiso, JP Sarao could be one of them.
Yes, I agree. JP Sarao is not the type to force any shot. Good defense there by Pagaran.
Now it's Yero with the basketball. Dario going half the length of the baseline. I think there's going to be a foul against Imus. No, there's a foul against Yero.
This is a good pace by Quezon. Off of the defensive rebound, everybody's sprinting down to their spots.
They turned the ball over, which gives Imus an opportunity here. But the Brotherhood, they continue to remain behind in this game, not really making any significant run here in the third quarter. They made some baskets, but to string together a number of stops, yan pa rin ang kailangan dito ng Imus. Belenchon.
Wow.
Showing us the footwork.
That's his game right there.
Yeah.
But also good scouting report by the Quezon Huskers stopping JP Belenchon, who's only scored 3 points so far.
Pagaran back out. Banal passes it to Dario. Diego using that quickness to get past. That shot will not count. They want it to count. Unfortunately for Dario, who has yet to score in this game, that will not make a continuation. Can he finally get one? Finally, nakabutas na si Diego Dario.
And once he gets that first shot in, it's easy for him to get it going, Javi.
As a player, Dre, you know, you've been also a big scorer for a number of teams in your career. What do you think of what's going through your mind when you miss your first 4 or 5 shots?
Well, of course, syempre, you try to have your confidence there still. But also, as a player, it's very hard to have that kumpiyansa, as we call it, when you miss 4 or 5 shots to start the game. Syempre, you start doubting your shooting night, your shooting ability. So, there are players na talagang kailangan ng tulong ng mga veterans para di mawala ng kumpiyansa. So, Diego here obviously has that confidence, missing all those shots, but still opting to take a shot if it's free.
And I don't think it's bothered him in this game that he's missed a lot of his shots because he continues to play smart. He continues to play the right way. That time, making the delivery to Joseph Gabayni. And Quezon Huskers opening up their biggest lead of the game here. No look pass, Dario Pagaran to Gabayni.
Yeah. Good execution there by the Quezon Huskers, sharing the ball.
This is now the biggest lead of the game. Medyo natapahan pa nga doon si Gabayni. Timeout muna dito para sa Imus Brotherhood. Jason Opiso, a leading scorer in this game for Quezon, has 12 points tonight on 5 out of 6 shooting.
Very basic buckets here for Opiso. A lot of mid-range jumpers, a lot of passes from Diego Dario as well. Very efficient game by Opiso.
Quezon, obviously, they crafted their roster carefully heading into this season after winning a South Division title but falling short for the national championship last year. They've added some really crucial pieces, and Opiso really fits to a T here para sa kanila because itong opensa ni Coach Eric, it needs players like Jason.
Yes, I agree, Javi. They need those players that don't need the ball in their hands all the time, who plays their role.
You see a lot of big names on this Quezon roster, but a lot of them really terrific role players.
Yes, I agree. We have scorers like Judel Fuentes, point guards like LJ Gonzalez. You need players to play their role.
That guy, Will Gozum, is one of the big names that Quezon has, but still recovering from that injury at ACL that he tore last year. He was out for a really long time, and I think he's only starting to get back to 100%.
Yes, I believe he was the most crucial part of that finals loss to Pampanga.
Yeah.
They really needed him in that finals run.
Imagine if he was there playing for Quezon, no?
It would have been different. It would have been a more interesting series, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially with the amount of big men and the talent at that big man position that Pampanga had. Of course, having the most dominant MPBL player we've seen in history in Justin Baltazar.
Yes, they definitely needed Gozum, an extra body to try and stop Justin Baltazar.
Mark Doligon trying to make the case for Imus, but it's still a long way to go para sa kanila. Dario scored earlier. He has 5 points in this game, along with his 4 assists. Gab Banal needs a teammate to pass to. Gozum drops it off. Gabayni. And Andre, you know, a lot of times injuries will really give you some trauma going back to the floor when you're playing again. But also, there are times when it makes you an even more smarter player.
Yes, definitely. As you've mentioned, syempre, there's a mental aspect of coming back from an injury. So it really takes a mentally strong player to turn that adversity into something positive by, like you said, playing smarter.
This is our fast break of the game, brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners and Extreme Palamig. Free installation for split type air conditioners. Diego Dario right there with his 5th point of the game. This lead has ballooned for Quezon 62-34. Babalik ang inyong Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League or live from the Alonte Sports Arena in Binyan, Laguna. Ito po ang ating Geeksurf fans of the game, born for greatness. You do have time if you're near the venue, do join us here. We still have one more game right after this. The Binyan Tatak Gel will be defending their home court against the Bacolod Tubo Slashers. You have 3 contenders playing today and 3 teams already officially eliminated from playoff contention. But of course, the goal of the other team always to play spoilers. But so far, so good for the higher seeded teams. Well, here Quezon still has 2 minutes here in the third to play plus a full quarter. Can Imus actually still pull off a miracle? That remains to be seen. Earlier, we had Pangasinan walk over the Manila Batang Quiapo. And with the way things are going, Quezon just really looking like they're poised to win their 7th straight game here.
Yes, Quezon playing a very steady game.
Mark Doligon at the free throw line.
I'm surprised by Doligon's conditioning. It's extremely tiring to be always isolating the whole time.
This free throw of the game brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Really, yeah, everybody's been so impressed by what he's done this season. And the way that he is able to get shots off, it always entails a lot of dribbling, a lot of movement. Parang kumbaga, talagang tinatrabaho niya lahat ng mga puntos niya.
Yes, most of the time it looks like he's taking a bad shot, but well, he makes it. So here again, an isolation situation.
Zedong, not really known for his shooting ability, gets it back to Mark Doligon. That's way off the mark. No pun intended. And Doligon continues to struggle with his jumper in this game, although his inside attacks, he's had some conversions from those.
And I believe that's Quezon's defensive scheme against him, forcing him to attack to tire him out.
Quezon is only giving up 68.6 points per game this season. They've held Imus to just 36 points. We're already at the tail end of our third quarter. Naagawan doon si Doligon. Banal
Good move.
Goes to the left. Finish a little bit too short there for Gab. Mukhang natamaan pa nga dun si Jedong. And with 37 seconds remaining here, Gozom looks like he's gonna send Jedong to the free throw line. Penalty na dito ang Quezon. Looks like Quezon will challenge. The yellow light in front of Miguel Perey is on. 62-36. 27-point lead so far for the Huskers. We're gonna take a short break. Pagbalik natin ang resulta ng ating Coaches Challenge.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful.
It's an unsuccessful challenge for the Quezon Huskers. So, 2 free throws ang maibibigay para kay Jedong ng Imus. Coach Nash Frasella, one of the assistants of Coach Eric Gonzalez along with Coach Richie Tixon. Medyo na-delay lang yung reaction pero natamaan naman talaga siya. Jedong only played close to 8 minutes in that game during the first half. Has been logging some heavy minutes at the point guard spot due to the absence of JJ Caspe. 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. Fuentes looks ahead. Banalo with the basketball. Fuentes pulls up for 3. That one's short. Soriano gets it for Imus. Last shot time for the Brotherhood. Doligon will take a quick one. That gives time for Quezon here, but Kaunan ends up with it.
Hold for the last shot.
7 seconds left. That's a bad foul from Gabayni.
Free throws again for Imus Brotherhood.
Sa pagkadismaya ni Coach Eric doon, napayuko na lang siya.
Yes, very ill-advised foul, especially with the game clock running down.
And despite being the lead, of course, this is a large lead para sa kanila. Obviously, Coach Eric, at every point of the game, he expects his players to deliver their best and play at their finest. Eman Tagle brought in here for the final shot. That's no good. And that is going to do it. 3 quarters in, Quezon still dominant in this game against the Imus Brotherhood. Let's take a look at our highlights of the game brought to you by SIP Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Yes, good pass there by Diego, reading the defense.
JV De La Cruz has been one of the bright spots for Imus in this game. Doligon top scoring for them with 13. But that has been no good against the impressive team play of Quezon sa laro na to. Everybody has been eating here for the Huskers.
Yes, very balanced scoring by the Quezon Huskers.
A lot of their guys already in double figures and a lot of their guys having at least 8 points in this game. They lead 62-38 heading into the 4th. Fourth quarter of action between the Imus Brotherhood and the Quezon Huskers. Imus on a 4-game losing streak while Quezon is seeking their 7th straight win.
It's very balanced scoring all throughout the first 3 quarters by Quezon, scoring 19, 21, and 22 respectively. On the other hand, Imus has been struggling this whole game, only scoring 6, 11, and 21.
And their field goal shooting also shows the disparity in that regard. 49% for Quezon in this game. Imus shooting just 32%. And Quezon having 11 more attempts from the field sa laro na to. Vince Magbuhos, very well balanced game para sa kanya. One of 6 Huskers who were drafted in last Sunday's PBA draft. That's not a good sign. Fuentes falls down after the shot.
Might be a landing spot again.
That's the last thing you want to see, especially in a game like this.
Especially also with the playoffs nearing by. You hate to
Yes.
see a player, especially a player like Judel Fuentes, injured like that.
Fuentes, of course, leading scorer for Quezon this year. Take a look at what happened. Soriano tries to find the screen. Actually, mukhang doon pa sa paa ni Vince Magbuhos. Nahulog yun. Oo.
Yeah, it was off Vince's foot. Well, Vince was pushed by Errol Soriano,
Yes.
that's why.
That's a pity. And he's still trying to shake it off, but he's now up on his 2 feet. Medyo favoring lang yung kaliwang paa.
Yeah, but good to see him walk off the court by himself.
Oh, we hope Judel will be okay, especially because they are nearing the end of their regular season. Itong Quezon Huskers, just like all of the other teams here in the league. Palapit na ng palapit ang ating play-in. Palapit na ng palapit ang ating playoffs. Gravera, nobody in the middle. He had bad intentions
That
there.
was almost a posterizer by Gravera right there, Javi.
Sheesh. Rodel Gravera participated in our dunk competition last Saturday. Did not really get to perform that well, but if you get this dunk in a game, then that really just
That's good extension.
makes up for a
too.
lot of it. Yeah.
Would have been part of our top 10 highlights.
For sure. That might have even been the top 1 play. We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
2 for 2 for Gravera, who has 2 points in this game.
A minute gone by here in the 4th quarter. Jedong at the controls here for Imus.
I like how they're playing Belenchon. Very tight, not giving him space.
And they give up the offensive rebound. Unfortunately, Basibas could not convert. He gets it back, draws the foul. Laban dito kay Rodel Gravera. Basibas has been successful in a lot of his exploits here in this game. I think they should go to him more, especially here if they're still trying to make a comeback.
Yes, I agree, Javi. They should include Basibas in their primary options rather than just Doligon and De La Cruz. They should go to him more on the post.
There's a technical foul against Quezon. I think Gravera was called for that technical, the resentment to the call. There you see Coach Eric Gonzalez and Coach Nas Rosella. Although not anymore coaching together in college, but these two have really seen a lot of action together coaching on the sidelines. Siyempre si Coach Nash, head coach pa rin ng Adamson, and Coach Eric, former FEU head coach, now on the staff of Coach Goldwyn Monteverde at UP.
Transition again for Quezon.
Pagaran, he has that shot in his arsenal. Wala yan. Tap out of bounds in favor of the Huskers. David De La Cruz back in the game para kay Jedong. So Imus right now, if a miracle doesn't happen anymore para sa kanila in this game, with a loss here, they will drop down to 9-18, which breaks the tie with the Sarangani Gripper.
Yes, a loss today would basically assure them that they're not gonna be able to compete for a play-in spot.
This was a must-win situation para sa kanila, and that just effectively puts them out of contention. Well, obviously Quezon already with the lock in on the top spot. That's a big blow by Doligon on the smaller Topping Lagrama. Let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Llanos.
Javi and Andre, quick update on Judel Fuentes na apakan daw niya ang paa ni Vince Magbuhos and the impact caused pressure on his ankle, but he's fine right now. He was even joking around with his coaches. I did want to share this about Judel. Sabi niya, hindi niya in-expect na siyang magiging All-Star MVP for last weekend's game, but he remembers a conversation with his teammates Sawat, Camson, Manzo at De Leon that they have to do everything to get the win. His continued success happened the next day when he was drafted in the PBA. He said that joining the draft was actually a last-minute decision. He only gathered his requirements on the final day of filing. Worth it daw. Because he said being drafted was a dream come true. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat. Wow, I did not know that, ha? Wala pa pala siyang balak magpa-draft sana.
Yes, I heard from one of the staffs of Quezon there, si Rain Tigzon, that Judel didn't really want to join this year's draft.
And did she tell you why?
She didn't eh. Personal reasons probably.
Well, whatever happens, he's had a stellar professional career so far and we wish him well. Mark Doligon.
I think this is where he's more effective at the post rather than isolating at the top of the key.
Dahil minsan ako yung napapagod para sa kanya when he tries to break down his defender.
Oo, kaya nga eh. Mas tingin ko mas effective para sa Imus if they bring him to the post and let him work from there.
Especially because he's taller than a lot of the players.
Also heavier.
Here he is in transition.
There
He draws the foul. That's going to count para kay Mark Doligon. Pero 24 pa rin ang hinahabol dito ng Imus Brotherhood. One of the rare transition opportunities in this game.
Yes, this is where they get most of their efficient points in the transition. Good post move there by Doligon.
Getting past that double team. Drop step. Effective for Mark Doligon. 67-43. Time slowly slipping away here for a possible comeback for Imus. Quezon looking to hold on to this. Lagrama gets it to Pagaran. They move the ball around. Back to Topping. Christian has it again. Baseline jumper will fall down para kay Christian Pagaran.
Yes, that easy basket was made possible by the quick and solid passes by Quezon.
Oh, Mark Doligon with second motion there after that hit by Joshua Hierro. It's the last thing you want to see in a game like this where everything's been practically decided. If you're Imus, this definitely is not a class act. Being down by 25 and still having these kinds of things. Oh, hindi pala. It was actually Hierro who went for that hit.
Okay, so now we know why Doligon reacted in a certain way.
Yeah.
He was smacked at the back by Joshua Hierro.
I thought it was Doligon who had the hit first. Well, hinawakan niya yung shorts ni Hierro, pero si Hierro pala ang humampas. After the review, let's see what happens here.
Is it going to be another unsportsmanlike foul? Or a disqualifying foul?
There definitely was no play on the ball. We should get at least an unsportsmanlike foul there.
Joshua Hierro is third. Unsportsmanlike foul on number 41. Joshua Hierro is fourth foul.
So a foul on Hierro and an unsportsmanlike foul laban sa kanya. Quezon not yet in the penalty, so it's just 2 free throws plus ball possession for Mark Doligon and the Imus Brotherhood. Ooh, tough miss right there for Doligon. Imus shooting 10 out of 14 from the free throw line in this game.
Doligon also the only player in double figures for Imus with 18 points.
Now, I'm sorry, Quezon is already in the penalty, but in that type of situation, laging mangingibabaw yung graver call, no?
Yes, I agree, Javi.
Doligon, that's a tough look para sa kanya.
I'm very impressed with his conditioning, Javi. Grabe, it's the fourth quarter and he's still making those shots.
It has been a rather Jordan-esque season para sa kanya. He's really carried this team on his back this year.
Yes, I agree. All throughout the season, he's been consistent in scoring for the Imus Brotherhood.
And he's never done anything like this before. I mean, maybe we would see some small flashes of it, but not to this extent. Talagang hirap tumatira niya, most of them, pero pumapasok eh. And he's had games this season where he would score beyond the 20-point mark. At yung mga tira niya, talagang hindi madadali eh.
Yeah, they're all tough shots.
You would definitely not expect that coming from Mark. Especially because he's been in the league for quite some time already.
Yeah, and this is the first time that he's had a role like this on a team. So
yes.
He's carrying it quite well, Javi.
No doubt about that. At free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 5 minutes and 20 na natitira dito sa ating laro. The score is 71-48. Really going to be very tough for Imus to make a comeback here unless things shift suddenly on the side of the Brotherhood. But with the way everything has been going, Quezon looking to hold on to their 7th straight victory here. As we approach the halfway point, Lagrama gets hit and scores the bucket. Another defensive breakdown there for the Brotherhood.
Yeah, very good decision there by Topping Lagrama, making use of a hesitation, fast, low, fast pace. As you see here with Sarao rolling, he first tries to look for the roller, but when he sees that the roller is blocked, takes it straight to the cup for his 9th point of the game.
And to the delight the many Quezon fans here in the venue, behind their bench. Failing to get into double figures there was Topping Lagrama. Was there any point in your MPBL career that you have had to guard Topping Lagrama, Dre?
Fortunately, no. Buti na lang, hindi. Kasi of course, I've played in games where I've seen him. Grabe. Iba yung sa TV, pero iba yung nakikita mo in person. Yung bilis, yung gaano ka matikas yung crossover, yung decision making. So, it's very, very tough coverage for anyone who's guarding Topping Lagrama.
Really such a remarkable MPBL player. More than just a highlight reel. Ito si Topping.
Another isolation situation.
Doligon now has Abundo on him. That's a smaller defender. Oh, but he still manages to pull up for a jump shot there. I thought the better option was to go to the post.
Yeah, he now has 23 points. Almost half of his team's output.
I think for the rest of the game, it's just going to be a Mark Doligon show here for Imus. Belenson now with the rock. Let's see if they go back to Mark on this one.
Good coverage again on Belenson.
Abundo continues to be the one trying to deny him. Basibas will take it and make it.
Yes, whenever Belencion's using a pick, the coverage that Quezon is using on him is a hard show, which takes away his 3-pointer, his step back. So, very good defensive scheme here by Quezon Huskers.
Brotherhood commits a foul. Only their 3rd team foul here in the quarter. Lagrama takes out his defender. The kick out. Abundo for 3. Yes, sir. Alvin Abundo having some quality minutes in this game. Of course, LJ Gonzalez is not suited up for Quezon sa laro na to. But to make it clear, he will not sit out the rest of the season. Just this game for Quezon. That's Alvin Abundo. Him and Topping Lagrama getting some extended minutes due to the absence of their lead point guard. 80-53 ang ating tala dito. Second our fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Hello and welcome to everybody watching on our YouTube channel on usopi.com as well as on Solar Sports. Quezon only has 2 games ahead, and that's against Zamboanga and Muntinlupa on September 20 and September 26 respectively. That game against Zamboanga should be a good one. Muntinlupa, they're really in a bit of a, not actually a bit, they're really in a slump right now.
Yeah, they started off the season really well, but eventually, is it through injuries, Javi, or just through their schedule?
I think it's a mix of both. And yeah, I think it's also the schedule. Really didn't face some tough opponents to start the season, but when they finally did, dun talaga sila nasubukan. They're now on one of the longest losing streaks, if not the longest so far, active here in the league. I think it's already up to 12 straight losses for the Muntinlupa Cagers, but they're still in the number 9 spot in the Southern Division, so they still have a chance to crack the top 8. Pero mukhang sa play-in na nila magagawa yun.
Good move there by Basibas, using a spin move and a left-hand finish.
Basibas, a really versatile forward who can make the outside shot. He can do a lot of things. Put the ball on the deck, and he has really been converted much more to a 4 guy here for Imus because of their lack of size.
Yeah, he plays like a stretch 4 role who can knock down threes, but can also put the ball down, attack the rim aggressively. So
way downtown, that's Long Tagle. Good box out against JB Belenson. Are gonna run a set here. Dario, he struggled with his shot all night long. He likes this coverage against Errol Soriano. Step back, that is butter para kay Diego Dario.
oh, what a tough shot there by Diego Dario, scoring his 8th point with a sidestep 3-pointer.
You know what they say, you can't keep a good man down.
Yeah, he's definitely picked it up a notch, struggling early. But through facilitating, he's found his rhythm also, scoring 8 points.
I think he's made his last 3 shots. He started 0 of 5. He's now 3 out of 8. This is our Gixxer great move of the game, born for greatness.
Yeah, beautiful drop step, fake there by Doligon.
An air ball for Jamie De La Cruz. Have you ever shot an air ball?
On the free throw? I don't think so.
Parang isa yan sa mga dapat hindi mo gawin sa isang laro, no?
Yes, I agree.
Dahil for sure, di ka nang titigilan ng mga teammates mo pagkatapos.
Oh, very aggressive again.
Foul is gonna be against Eman Tagle.
Hard to stop Doligon once he has his head down, attacking that rim. Parang freight train eh.
Yes, sir. He's our version of maybe a mix of a LeBron James and a little Kobe Bryant, I must say.
Yes. That Kobe Bryant with his fadeaways.
Yeah.
LeBron with his physicality down low.
Yes, sir.
That's a very accurate description.
Although the free throws, not much like those 2 players that we mentioned. 85 to 56. Another dominant showing by Quezon. They will play their final 2 games against Zamboanga and Muntinlupa. Zamboanga really has to be very wary of Quezon at this point. They're very sharp. They look like they're peaking at the right time. Doligon one against Tagle. Double cross. Fade away. That was way short.
Pagod na ata. Finally.
I won't be surprised. But for sure, at the end of the season, I would like to watch someone compile a Mark Doligon highlight reel.
It's going to be full of buckets. Scoring outside, inside, off the dribble, off the catch.
Tsaka yung mga tipo ng tira na mapapasigaw ka na lang sa sa bigla.
He's a tough shot maker.
Yeah, he is a tough shot maker. Ang gugulat na lang siya dun sa mga ginagawa niya. Quezon will walk away with their 7th straight victory here against the Imus Brotherhood, who lose their 5th straight game and effectively are now out of contention for a spot in the play-in tournament. Imus drops down to 9 and 18. Quezon rises to 23 and 4. Diego Dario was struggling in this game, but Jason Opiso was definitely not. Opiso had a very great and efficient outing of 14 points sa laro na to. The bulk of that coming in the first half.
Yes, very efficient scorer. Today, Opiso, piso-piso lang. If he's open, he's going to make the shot. If he's not, he's going to pass the ball. So, a very efficient game by Opiso.
He pretty much set the tone para sa kanila. 6 out of 7 from the field para sa kanya for 14 points. He's at courtside with Ms. Gian Lianes.
Congratulations to our best player of the game, Jason Opiso of the Quezon Huskers. Jason, ibinahagi mo sa akin dati na before practice, pumapasok ka talaga ng maaga sa ensayo para i-practice ang iyong shooting. Paano ito nakakatulong, lalo na sa mga sitwasyon gaya ng game na to?
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord na binigay niya sa amin yung panalo na to. Sa ginabayan yung both team na walang na-disgrasya sa amin. Ayun lang, ang ginagawa ko lang naman everyday, yun lang, back to basic, extra shooting, tsaka mga skills ko, yun lang ini-improve ko araw-araw.
At ipinapakita mo nga sa amin, Jason, na kahit limitado minsan ang iyong minuto, ginagawa mo siyang quality minutes with your shooting and your passing dahil malapit na ang playoffs. Ano pa ang gusto mong ipakita at i-improve?
Ayun nga, sabi ni Coach Eric, kung anong role mo sa team, yun lang ibigay mo lagi. 100%, wala nang iba. Yun lang.
I'm sure maraming proud na proud sa'yo, Jason. Sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Pinapasalamatan ko si Governor Helintan, Boss RD, Kong Mike, Doc Kim, Mayor Ralph Lim, to Mikey, Kobe, Kyle, and Eden, saka Eric, saka Mari. Yun, binabati ko. Saka yung Pamilya Santos, saka Tito Edison, yung mga kapatid ng asawa ko, si Clarence Santos. Yan, binabati ko kayo lahat. Alam ko, nanonood ko kayo. Thank you lagi sa suporta. Ayun lang.
Thank you very much and congratulations to our best player of the game, Jason Opiso of the Quezon Huskers. Back to you, Javi and Andre.
Maraming salamat, G. Congratulations to Jason Opiso and the Quezon Huskers for winning their 7th straight game. Up next, we have the Binyan Beast Motorcycle Tire Game X Tatak Gel going up against the Bacolod Tubo Slashers. Huwag po kayong aalis, mga kaliga. We'll be right back dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.